So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. This is a new beginning today. In the first week of May 2025, we are starting with CIA, Certified Employer New Syllabus related discussion. This is an orientation program, everyone. So, in this session, basically everything gets solved. Precisely what is CIE as a course, what is in the new syllabus, what is the course content, what is the course examination fee, how do I register for the program, what is the right content that you need to study to kind of clear this exam. Every single query about the CIA course is sort of going to be cleared in this discussion of the next 1.5 hour of discussion that we are going to have. So everyone, this is all about orientation program. So in this session, we are not actually going to get into the detail of any content as such, but yes, of course, we'll be discussing the approach. We'll be discussing about any and every query that is possible for the CIA course. If you may have, we will leverage this time to kind of discuss that, so that we are very clear in our mind that how do we sort of start this and take it forward to accomplish this. All right, so basically that's the objective of today's session, and a very warm welcome to everyone to kind of join this session. Now, appreciate everyone's time. So let me quickly set the agendas for today's discussion, everyone. We are going to cover critical aspects. Like I'll share a quick introduction about myself because I can see a lot of people probably, um, don't know me. So let's quickly start with the introduction. I'll do the introduction, and then we will take an overview of the CIA course. What are the steps to become a CIA? What are the benefits of becoming IA member? What is the registration process? What are the part-wise key topics? What is about CIA exam? We'll talk about Risk Galaxy, how this course can actually help us to kind of utilize and get benefit in our practical world. We'll look at the study material. We'll talk about our approach. We'll talk about what are the new standards, since when it is applicable, what are the key dates, what is the impact of change in the CIA certification preparation, and any Q&A that you have. So, in fact, I'll be showing you some of the accesses that you will be getting during this during the session series, in terms of how does the GLIM looks like, how does the LMS looks like, wherein you can study and cover everything. Where do you need to register yourself? So everything will be sort of covered in the class. I would request you to be little patient till the end of the session, so that once you have heard everything, then of course we will be more than happy to kind of take up any Q&A that you have. All right. So let me quickly get this started. Before I get this started, can I quickly get GTG on the chat box to see all of you are with me? Can I quickly see GTG on the chat box? Good to goes on the chat box. Everyone, can you please type in GTG in the chat box so that I know all of you are with me. Lovely participation, everyone. Good going, very good. So let's get this started, everyone. Thank you so much once again for joining in. I am Arpit Garg, everyone. I am a chartered accountant, a certified internal auditor, a certified risk management assurance professional, and a certified information system auditor. So basically, I qualified CA back in 2014. Started my journey in risk assurance advisory in 2011 with Sahani Natarajan and Behel, one of the pioneer Indian firm in domain of assurance and consulting. After qualification, moved to Genpact TRC, then moved to ENY, and back in 2019-20, I started a firm called Riskman Consulting. So I co-founded this firm, Riskman Consulting, and since my initial days, I've been taking CIE sessions. It's almost 5 years establishing Riskman, and now it's almost 5 years taking CIE sessions almost. Have taken lot of sessions on the CIA course across geographies. I am the faculty for CIA Challenge Exam with IIA Bombay. I'm the faculty for CIA part-wise with IIA India. For the government institutions, and of course, I was a past
Yeah.
faculty.
And
I was a past faculty for CIA course with a prominent institute called BGLD, Vinod Gupta Learning Destination. And recently, just 3.5 months back, 4 months back, we started Global Professional Certification and with the first flagship program called CIA. So that's very brief about me. Everyone in almost 1.5 decade now have got an enriched experience in across sectors, across different types of projects in within the risk assurance domain, including right from internal audits, which is core to it, to digital transformations, to third-party risk management, to enterprise risk management, to IT risk management, including SOC reviews, ISO 27001, TSACs, ITGC, lot of variety of works across geographies, including, of course, India being the key. Have got exposure to work with US organizations, been traveled to a couple of times to US, UAE, and as well as the APAC region. So that's very, very brief about me. People, I'm based out of Gurgaon, and I have shared my coordinates and I have shared my email address also for you all to kind of be in touch if you have any queries for anything in the risk assurance and advisory domain. That's a very, very brief about me, everyone. Now, let's quickly look at what is CIA program. So, I'm sure you all are part of this. The part of the conversation that we are having today is all about CIA. So, I'm sure you have done your basic research. And I'm sure you're confident enough that CIA is one of the flagship program globally on the internal audit. This is, in fact, the only globally recognized employee certification program globally, everyone. So that's so much of key that and so much of kind of a critical aspect that we all as professionals should definitely aspire to become a CIA. And if you look at the last few years trend with the CIA challenge exam coming in, a lot of senior folks and senior stakeholders in the industry have done CIA. And considering all of that parameters, all in fix, now CIA is becoming day by day an important certification to be there, to be part of the internal teams. And it definitely helps you from a global reach standpoint of view. So if you are looking to explore out of India also, this kind of a program will definitely help you. And within India also, like I said, large MNCs and in fact a lot of new JDs that we are seeing sort of looking forward to people have the CIA certification program as one of the mandatory qualifications to be eligible for the position. So that's with that instinct, I think CIA is going to be is already sort of becoming mandatory day by day, and with time it will only enhance its value. There is no downsides that we are seeing. So it's a very critical program to kind of do it. If we look at the global survey, everyone, 94%, and this is all the global survey done across multiple CAEs across the world. And when I say CAE, it means the chief audit executives you're talking about. 94% believes that the CIA add values. 70% of the CAE prefers to hire CIAs in their team, and a lot of instinct is also about the higher pay packages that people see if people are qualified with global certifications like CIAs. So definitely, it's sort of it's going to add a lot of value. And in simple words, everyone leaving aside the survey, I'll be very honest. Once you have gone through the course, you will actually have lot of insights for of what you exactly do. With the expectations from the global audit standard standpoint of view, so I'm sure this course can add a lot of value to your ways of working, to your style of working, to your vocabulary of discussions. Everything will sort of get added once you have done this course or you've gone through this course. So that's the beauty of this. Everyone, I'll move on to the steps to become the CIA steps to become a CIA certified enroller. Everyone, the first thing, let me talk about the eligibility requirements. Folks, one has to be a minimum bachelor. When I say bachelor degree, as in a person could be a BCom graduate, a BBA graduate, any graduate would do precisely. Um, if you are a minimum level of graduate, or you have any master degree, or you have any professional qualification like CA, CPA, CCA, you are very well eligible to kind of enter to the CIA. You can apply for the CIA course. Uh, Now, there is also something called some experience that is required, and that varies. If you are a bachelor only, like if you are a BCom graduate, then you need a 2 years experience to get the CIA certification. Likewise, if you are a master, if you are an MBA kind of a thing, then you need 1 year of experience to get the certificate. Now, what is this 1 year and 2 year? These are not entry requirements, everyone. Please take that note. This is not entry requirement. Can you all type in? Is this an entry requirement? Experience is an entry requirement or an exit requirement? Can you all please type in? It is an entry requirement or an exit requirement? It is an exit requirement. So you don't have to worry from the day you enroll for the CIA session. This proof of experience is an exit requirement. So you can always qualify, and then maybe if you're completely as a fresher, then you can wait for some time, and then you can and once you have that 1 year of experience or 2 years of experience, depending on what qualification you bring in, you can just submit the proof of experience, and then based on that, you will you will get the certificate. But this is an exit requirement. This is not an entry requirement. I'm repeating myself, right? So there are multiple steps in this. At this point of time, I'm talking about the eligibility portion of the CIA program. Um, so yeah, so that's about it, right? So you have an eligibility requirement wherein you will have to be a bachelor, you will have to have a bachelor degree or a master degree, and then an exit requirement within which you will have to have your experience done, which is 1 year for if you have a master degree and 2 years if you are a bachelor or a graduate. Now, how does it gets verified, everyone? So there is something called a CCMS account, Certificate Candidate Management System, and I'll show you how it looks like. So you need to just upload, I will not say upload, just update your details about your experience with the organization you have worked with for that time. And you need to trigger that email to your supervisor or any CIA holder, any past CIA holder. You can trigger that email, and the person will get an auto email on their inbox, and one has to just click on verify or approve. And with that, your proof of experience gets sorted. You don't have to really submit an experience letter, or you don't have to submit any offer letter or pay slips kind of a thing to kind of prove of your experience. It just need to go to your supervisor email, or it needs to go to a IIA CIA member who is a past CIA person, and that person can approve on behalf of you. So you just need the name of the person, you need the email ID to trigger that, and then of course you will update your details about the experience, worked from which period to which period, and then trigger that email, and then it gets sorted. It's always good to kind of complete all of it at the beginning, so that once you've completed it, your certificate doesn't wait for your experience verification, right? It's done at the beginning itself. So then, as soon as you clear all your parts, you will get the certificate in sort of immediate basis. All right. So I think we are clear in terms of entry and entry or eligible requirements. Am I correct, everyone? Are you all clear with the eligibility requirements? Can I quickly see yes or no on the chat box? Everyone, can you please type in yes or no on the chat box? All right, great. So now since we're clear, let me talk about a little bit more about the CIA uh, program. So everyone, CIA program is of course a part-wise program. So we have three parts: part one, part two, and part three. Part one as a program is and part one as a program is all about the fundamentals of internal auditing. All right. Part two is more about practice of internal auditing, and part three is more about how do we manage the internal audit function. So that's basically the three-part exam. And if you look at the exam pattern, all of the exam is done is an MCQ based exam. So you have a multiple choice question. In your part one, you get about 125 MCQs. I'll not say about, you get 125 MCQs, and then in your part two and part three, you get 100 MCQs. You generally have, so for your part one, you have 150 minutes to clear, to complete your exam, which is about 2.5 hours. And for part two and part three, you have 2 hours, which means 120 minutes to complete your exam. Now you need to score above 80% to clear each of this part. And there is no fixed pattern. It's not that you have to appear for part one and then you have to appear for part two and then you have to appear for part three in sequence. You can appear at any part at any point of time. This is an important note, everyone. Can you all please type in? Do you need to do you need to appear each part in sequence, like first part one, part two, part three, or you can appear for any part at any point of time? Can you please respond to that on the chat box, please, so that I know you're all still with me? All right. So no, you don't have to wait for clearing your part one and then part two and then part three. You can appear any part at any point of time, right? So you don't have to worry about that. But you need to score above 80% to clear this exam. There's no negative marking. Exams are happening in India and abroad. So if you're not based out of India, and if you're in abroad, then there could be chances explode of you giving this exam at home, but it depends on country to country. But otherwise, mostly in India, it is at Pearson View Center. And to my knowledge, even in the other parts of the country, generally it is at Pearson View Center only. So when you will log in to your CCMS account, sometimes during the scheduling, you see that at home or at center, and then you may get a query in your mind that, okay, there is an option coming at home. So should I select at home and go ahead and try and appear from home only? The answer is no. If you are in India and you're planning to appear for the exam, please make sure that you choose option as at test center only, because in India there is nothing called at home wherein you can appear for the exam. You will have to go to the Pearson View Center, and I'll talk about what is Pearson View Center, how you can look for those options. Everything I'll be talking about, so don't worry about it. In simple words, it's a testing center that is near to different that's available in multiple places across different cities, wherein you will have to go and appear for this exam. All right, great. So I think we are fundamentally clear. Three parts: number of MCQs, time duration for exam, and how much we need to score for this exam to pass this each of this part, and what is the sequence, whether there is a sequence or not a sequence. Am I clear so far? Can I quickly see yes or no on the chat box? Are you all clear? Am I clear? Are you all clear so far? Lovely, lovely, everyone. Now let me share some more insights about the CIA program. Everyone, we have once we have paid for the CIA registration, which means that once we apply and register for this course, we get 3 years to complete this. All right. So the day you will register for your CIA course, you will have 3 years to complete it. And I'll again talk a little bit more about when I'll show you few things on the screen also. But for now, just hear me out. What I'm saying is that you have 3 years to complete once you've made the payment for the CIA course. And once you have made a payment for any of the part for exam, then you will be then you will have to kind of appear within 6 months. So again, both the things I'll be touching bit more in detail when I'll be showing you. So for now, I think you're clear in terms of entry, your requirements, what you need to do, what you need to have, what is the test pattern, how much do you need to score. And then, of course, once you have completed your CIA people, you have to also maintain it. So every year you have to renew your CIA certification, and also you have to complete your CP hours, which is continuing professional education, which is 40 hours annually, including 2 hours of ethics training. Now, these trainings can be can be completed whatever you are getting in your organization, or there are so many training programs that IA India conducts, some free, some paid, depending on your choice of trainings. You can take those trainings, take those CP hours, and you will get an email on an annual basis to declare that you have completed your CPRs. You don't have to submit any proof so much as such. It is subject to scrutiny. They may ask you, but at this point of time, you just need to declare that yes, I have gone through, I have completed my CP hours, including 2 hours of ethics training, and then it gets submitted. You need to pay an X dollar to get your CIA certification renewed year on year after you have qualified. So that's very, very brief about these steps and the larger perspective of CIA. Now let me just get little bit more in detail so that you can understand all of that I'm talking about little more better. And I'll take this step by step, slowly, slowly. So let's talk about the first step, everyone. The first step that you're going to do is my recommendation or our recommendation is to apply for IA India membership if you're not already one. So you should be an IA India member, and there are multiple chapters in India within IIA. So you have a Hyderabad chapter, you have a Bangalore chapter, you have a Delhi chapter, you have a Kolkata chapter, you have a Mumbai chapter. Likewise, you have multiple chapters across India. Whichever geography is nearest to you, our recommendation is you go ahead and become a member of that chapter. The reason is why. The reason is only because generally, if you're a member of a respective chapter, whatever activities are happening for that chapter within that geography, it is more accessible to you, and you can participate in various events that respective chapter conducts. So there's generally an annual conference that every chapter conducts. You can engage, you can get exposure to that. There are a lot of networking events, training events in person, online. All of that could be opportune, and you can take advantage of it. So that's the additional benefits that IA members get, right, irrespective of the chapters. And there are a lot of pan-India trainings also that happens, that any member can of any chapter can do it. So it's a IA India member, rather, I would say, rather than a chapter member. But if you choose, let's say if you're a Kolkata person and you're choosing a Delhi chapter, if there's a Delhi event, then it will be very difficult for you to travel from Kolkata to Delhi, right? So rather you take Kolkata chapter membership, because whatever happens in IA Kolkata, at least you can easily get access to. But whatever happens online in terms of various training programs, you can always get advantage of being a member. Now, how does it help in certification? So I'll show you first that, and then we'll come back here, everyone. Um, if you all can see this slide, this slide talks about the cost of the CIA course. All right. And if you're a non-member, let's say if you're a non-member, you will apply for you will apply for the CIA course, which will cost you $240 plus tax. And then for each fee that you pay, For each fee or each part that you pay, you will end up paying about $445 plus tax, and then for part two and part three, $415 plus tax. Versus if you are an India member, I India member, then you will pay application fee of $90 plus tax, which comes out to be $106. And if you and for part one, you will pay about $232.50, which will come out to be about $274 with tax. And then with for part two and part three, you have about $210 with tax about $248. So in net you will save about $770 plus tax, which is a decent good amount. I mean, if you look at it, it's almost equal to 10 years membership cost, almost 10 years membership cost of IIA, year on year kind of a thing. So that's the reason we are recommending that you all should become what? What you all should become? The first step for your CIA program should be what? To all become what? Can I see it on chat box, please, everyone? To become a IIA India member, right? Can you all please type in? The first step for you all to is to become a IA member of India. And I'm sure I'm loud and clear that this solves for you because it helps you with saving lot of amount for your CIA course, right? So that's first. And of course, then you can take hundred of benefits that IA members gets in terms of networking events, training programs, being part of some of the WhatsApp groups wherein there are more than 1,500 members in the internal audit community, and wherein a lot of people keep posting about job opportunities, wherein you can post for your job for your requirements in your team, and that also helps that way. So and a lot of resources are also shared, like in terms of what is new in the industry. So I think with all those benefits, it's all about an individual to take advantage of all these memberships. But additionally, since you are now making up your mind for CIA, of course, being an IA member will discount you significantly for your certification cost is the purpose that I'm telling you. All right. So so how do I go about it, Arpit? You have told me become an IA member. So it's a very simple process, everyone. You just need to go and click on this link, and I'll share. And don't worry about the PPT slides. So people don't worry about the PPT slides, all of it. In fact, this session may be put on YouTube itself. So you don't have to really worry about taking some screenshots um, uh, or worrying about any PPT slides. All of this could be shared. So don't worry anything. All right. Just hear me out. Just be careful about if you have any doubts, just take a note somewhere so that if you have that, you can ask as a follow-up point later on. But don't worry about taking screenshots and stuff because, as I said, it's all going to be available. All right, great. So, what you need to do, I remember people, of course, I'll not get into the detailed form, but just click on, let's take an example, just click on this link, which is an IA India link. All right. And then you will just reach out to the stage. And if you are already a member, or let's say if you were an old member and you have not restate your membership fee, our recommendation is before you go and register for your CIA course again, or you pay for your examination fee, whatever is the case and situation you are in, renew your membership. Otherwise, it will cost you huge, right? So, irrespective of renewal or new member, you will have to click on this IA India website, and then you need to fill a form as a professional new member, and then you put up all the details. Are you a CIA, non-CIA, degree, chapter? Which chapter are you looking at? Like I said, there are multiple chapters you can choose. You can fill up whole details, and then you can make the payment. So there is an amount that goes to IA membership, which is uh, 6,500 plus GST, everyone. So this is the one-time fee. This is a one-time fee that goes for the first year because there is some initial fee of joining. But as an annual renewal, generally you pay 4,000 plus GST. Of course, there are some discounts and sometimes these prices can move here and there. But with minor changes generally. So, but that's a rough estimate, largely that is charged to IIA to become IA member. So now I know, I understand this amount that you're paying. Please take a note again. This needs to be paid on an annual basis. All right. This is not for a one-time fee. What is it? Can you all tell me? Can you all please type in the chat box? Is this a one-time fee or this is an annual renewal fee to be an active member? This is annually to be renewed as an active member, right? Like I said, one, it will save on your certification cost and to maintain your CIA certification. If you're a non-member, you may end up paying more as a non-member to maintain your CIA certification also once you have completed all the parts versus if you're a member you will end up paying less, and it's very less amount. I think it's about 35 odd dollars that you need to pay annually to kind of maintain your CIA certification, right? So if you're a non-member you will end up paying more. So that's the benefit, and this needs to be paid on annual basis. I hope I'm very loud and clear, because this is lot of us get confused that okay, I was told that this is a one-time fee. No, this is an annual fee that is required. Okay, let me give you an example. Let's say you enroll for CIA course this year, right? And you've done your part one and part two, all right, in this year. Now what happens is, let's say after one year you are planning for your part three and you have not renewed your membership. In that case, your status on your CCMS account will show as non-member, and your auto fee that would be calculated will be what? What do you think? It will be $248, or it will be $415 plus tax? What do you think it would be there in your second year if you have not renewed your membership? It will be it will be what? It will be $415 plus taxes. All right. So you need to do it on an annual basis, like I said. That will help you to save your certification fee if you're taking more time, and to enjoy the other benefits that I've spoken about. So I think I'm all clear. All clear, everyone, with the step one, apply for India membership. Can I quickly see yes or no on the chat box? Can I quickly see yes or no on the chat box? Are you clear that this is the link that I've shared, that I'll be sharing? And then you can just click and fill and apply for this. This is your step one, everyone. Now, once you're an active member, you will receive a global membership ID. All right, so you will on your registered email get a global membership ID. Please remember, this is a global ID. This is not a IA India generated ID. So this is generated from IA INC, which is a US based legal entity. So you will get a global ID. All right, so it's not a IA India generated ID. It's a global ID that you receive, and generally it takes about 2 weeks to receive this ID. All right. So once you have your ID in place, now the next step comes, which is very, very critical, which is logging and creating your profile on the CCMS. So there's something called Certification Candidate Management System, and this is again a link for that. Just one second, let me just show you. So there's a link for that. If you look at it, all right. So you just need to log in here. Let me just show you, like, for example, if I'm logging for myself, you will have to just, once you have it, by putting your membership ID, or by putting your email ID, you will sort of get and log into the certificate candidate management system. All right, everyone. And then you can probably choose the language which you want to choose, and then you log in here. So in step three, you will need to you need to log in to CCMS account, and then you create your profile. So you will see there will be a section of profile. Update my profile for the first time, since this is an account which is actively used for last many years, and this is my personal account, so I'm just showing you all that. So you need to just update all these details. You need to update your email ID, phone number, your billing address, shipping address, your passwords, and all of these details, whatever are mandatory. So you need to just complete your profile. All right. Am I clear so far, everyone? Are we clear on the step three? Step one, apply for being an IA member. Step two, get the membership ID on your email. Step three, create a profile on your CCMS account. Just give me 2 minutes, Rakesh. Let me complete this chain, and then I'll of course take up your query. But so far, is it clear, everyone? Are we clear with the first three steps? All right, great. Now, what is the next step, everyone? Now, if you look at once you log into your profile, everyone, what you will see. Um, you will see here, can you all see the while I am qualified CIA and CRMA, like I said. So if you see here, the status is coming CIA, so CRMA, and the all the sort of details are available here. But if you look at it, can you also see apply for new certifications? Yes or no? Can you all see apply for new certifications on the screen? Can I quickly see yes or no on the chat box, everyone? All right, great. So since you all can see, whenever you will log in for the first time, you will see here apply for new certification, and then there will be apply for employed practitioner, apply for certified employer, apply for certified risk management assurance professional, right? So you have three IA global courses, whichever you want to apply. So you will have to choose the second option, which will be apply for CIA. I mean, whichever, first, second, third, whatever is reflected in your screen, you will have three options: apply for IAP, apply for CIA, apply for CRMA. So you need to click on apply for CIA, and then the next thing that you are going to do is you are going to make a payment of $106. How much? How much of amount you need to pay to for application fee for CIA registration? Can you all say that? It is after becoming an IA India member, how much will you pay? It will be 106 US dollar, right? So this is what you pay. And once you make this payment, people, this is where your time duration start. This is where your time duration start for how much time? This is where your time duration start for to complete your CIA course in how much time? Can I quickly see it on the chat box? I've just covered earlier. How much time do you get to complete your whole CIA course after you have made your payment for $106? Lovely, everyone. That's correct. It is 3 years that you have now to complete your CIA certification. All right. Well, lovely. So far, lovely, everyone. We are clear so far, right? So now what happens is once you make the course payment, now you also upload your documents. Like I said, you need to upload your identity proof, you need to upload your education proof, right? Once you have done this, you will be now fully eligible for the course, and then you will get three boxes, part one, part two, part three, on your CCMS account. Just somewhere here, you will see part one, part two, part three, and you need to just, and it will be in under a lock sign. You will have to click there, make a payment. Again, how much payment you will make for part one? How much payment you will make to appear for the exam? Everyone, if you are an I-India member, how much will you make a payment? In that case, you will make a payment of $274, and then that CIA part one you will be able to appear. You will be able to schedule for the exam. That's what the step says. If you see, once you have made the payment, you upload the documents, proof of identity, proof of education, and this is reviewed and approved. Then you will have three boxes here somewhere on your CCMS account right here, which will say part one, part two, part three. It will be locked. You will have to click and you will have to make a payment of respective part. And once you make a payment, you see here Access Pearson View tab. Everyone, can you all see Access Pearson View tab on the screen? Yes or no? Can I quickly see yes or no on the screen? Can I quickly see yes or no on the chat box? Can you all see Access Pearson View tab? Everyone, yes or no? So once you click on Access Pearson View tab, you will see here, once you have made the payment, you will see here, uh, I'll just show you everyone. Here it says pre-approved exam. You don't have any pre-approved exam at this time, right? Because I don't have any exam. But once you have made the payment, you will get, you have CIA Part 1 exam, please schedule. Something like that will be here. You will have to click there and then go into option, put your address, and that will show all the nearest center that is available in and around your city. Once you click to the center, it will show which date, which time is available for the examination center, and then based on that you can schedule the exam. That's how you need to follow step by step process to from registration process with IA to even registering for the exam. Am I clear so far? Yes or no, everyone? Am I clear with the whole process? Yes or no? Does it helps you? Does it gives you complete clarity? Yes or no? Lovely, everyone. One last thing that I want to tell you, which is very, very important to take a note, everyone, and sometimes we are not very sure about that. Like for CIU course, once you pay, you have 3 years to do it. Likewise, for respective part, when you make a payment, like for part one, when you have went ahead and made a payment of $274, you have 6 months to schedule your exam. So it's not that you, the day you make a payment, you need to schedule your exam then and there immediately. Sometimes we think that way. We think that, okay, as soon as I made the payment, I need to immediately schedule my exam then and there. The answer is no. Do I need to schedule immediately after I made the payment, or I have some time to schedule the exam? Can I see it on the chat box, everyone? Do I have time or I don't have time? Can you all please type in chat box? Have time? Do not have time. We have time. We do not have time. How much time we have? We have how much time to kind of schedule our exam? We have good 6 months to schedule the exam. All right. So even let's take an example, or 180 days to schedule the exam, right? That's correct. So once you have made the payment, again, you don't have to worry that, okay, I have to go for the exam immediately. In next 6 months, you can anytime appear for the exam, appear for the exam. All right. So this is all about, everyone, this is all about the steps to be a CIA and the fee that I've talked about. In the new syllabus, there's no change in the fee. This was the same fee earlier also. There is no change in the examination pattern. Earlier also it was MCQ, now also it is MCQ. There's no change in the passing score that is required in the old syllabus or the new syllabus. Old syllabus was also 80, new syllabus is also 80. I'll take a pause here and I'll hear up any queries that we have so far. Rakesh, over to you. I think you had one query. Please go ahead, and people, any query, please unmute yourself and let's try and solve that first, and then we'll move forward, of course, to talk more about what is in the course, how will we study, what will be the schedule, everything more to more about the course and how will it add value to my professional career. Everything will be in the subsequent session. But till now, if you have any doubt, happy to answer. Otherwise, you can just type in good to go so far, GTG on the chat box. All right, anyone? Folks, if you don't have any doubt, just please type in uh, GTG on the chat box. Joel asking, could you please show the fee slide? Yes, of course, Joel. I'll show you the fee slide. It's right here on the screen. People, any doubt, feel free to ask so far. If not, just please type in GTG on the chat box. Bikram, please go ahead.
Hi, Arpit, good morning.
Good morning. Please go
Just
ahead.
to, I mean, morning everyone. Just to know, for the benefit of everyone, I
Mm-hmm.
think May is the international, internal audit month. So
Mm-hmm.
there, if you are, planning to register, probably you'll get 25% discount. So that's something I wanted to know update.
Okay.
Uh,
Thank you, Bikram. And this is for sure. I mean, honestly, I initially received a response. We have received as in a communication from India, and we were informed that it is not applicable for India geography. Are you sure?
okay,
Like, I mean, I'm not very sure about that. That's why I've not mentioned yet. But
okay.
I think India would do that marketing for sure, or will make the people aware about that for sure. But I'm very not very sure about India. But since Vikram, you're part of the group, please advise and please sort of keep posting if you get some more update about that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks. Yeah,
Keep us posted, and then we can also post it on the group for the wider group to get
sure,
benefit out of it,
sure,
right?
sure.
Thank you
Thanks.
for mentioning that. All right, great. So
Uh, Hi, Arpit. This is Swaroop. I
please go
just
ahead,
had a
Saurabh.
quick, uh, uh, like if we have registered in the past, like probably
Mm,
4 years back and
mhm,
didn't continue, so
mm.
should we start the process once again, or is there a different process?
So that is Nagaswarup, right?
Yeah, correct.
All right, Nagaswarup. So if it is 4 years, so since you have
Mm-hmm.
3 years window to kind of complete it, you will have to
Correct.
go through for CIE application. You will have to go through again.
Okay.
If your CIE application status has got expired because you had
Okay.
3 years to complete, and in fact, let's say you've
Correct.
completed one or two parts, right? One part or
Mm-hmm.
two parts, and your 3 years have lapsed, right? Generally, there is 1 year that can be extended by submitting a request for any hardship, like because of any medical issue in your family or with yourself. Any critical contingency has happened with you. In that case, you can submit a request and they can extend it by 1 year, but it's a choice on them. Or there is another way, like generally this hardship request is without charges. You can extend it. Otherwise,
Mm-hmm.
also you can extend it by paying some X dollars to extend it by 1 year. So I think there is some. I'm not able to recall the exact fee, but let's take an example: 200 odd dollars or maybe something more has to be paid to extend 1 year of your CI
Mm-hmm.
registration. But if let's say you have not completed the part, this is only benefit if you have done with let's say two parts and you have left with one more part and you don't want to again restart the whole part journey, right? In that
Mm-hmm.
case, it is good to kind of extend it. But beyond 4 years, it is nothing can be extended. Then you will have to restart from day one, from part one again. And we have seen people again who have cleared part one but could not appear part two, part three, 4 years done. Now they are restarting from part one again.
Yeah. Thanks.
All right, sir. All right. Rakesh, please go ahead if you have doubt.
Hi, Abhay. This is Shreya.
Please go ahead, Shreya.
I'm a chartered accountant with IA background.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a doubt. Is it better to appear for three parts or take up CA challenge exam?
Shreya,
What would you
so
advise?
that is a different question altogether. I would request you to please get in touch separately for that because challenge exam versus part-wise exam, if you ask me, both of it has its own benefits and dropouts. Today, if you ask me in simple words, if I have to simplify for you, what we are learning in the challenge exam is something which is as per the old syllabus until this year, and with partwise, it is all about the new syllabus, right? So you will know the new global audit standards. Partwise, you have a choice to appear whenever you want. With challenge exam, you have a fixed window. You will have to appear in a month. With partwise, you see yourself progressive, right? So you can appear uh, uh, each part at any point of time and see progressive. With challenge exam, if you clear the whole course, or if you don't clear, you don't clear at all. So there are plus and minus of it. So like in CI challenge, you can clear everything in one go. With partwise, you will have to appear three times. So while the course content is almost same, if you ask me in terms of is there any difference in terms of effort? I think for challenge exam and partwise, it's almost the same effort that you need to put because almost the content is same. All right. And of course, there is a fee pattern that is different. For challenge exam, you will have to pay a lump sum fee for all the parts, versus in partwise, you will have to pay fee in break, right, for each part. But if you have more doubts here about challenge versus partwise, you can reach out to me separately and I'll solve it for you. All right.
Thank you, Charpit.
Thank you, Shreya. All right. Do we have any other doubts so far? I think there are a couple of more things that are seeing on the chat box. Um, Let me just solve one by one. So Siddharth is asking, how do I know before registering that whether my city has Pearson View for IA exam? Siddharth, if you are in the prominent cities like let's say Delhi NCR or Kolkata or Mumbai, mostly or Bangalore for that matter, all of these cities have. Let's say if you are in any remote location or tier two cities, let's say if you're in Jaipur or any other city like that, there are chances that there may not be Pearson View Center in that case. But how do you get to know? I think you will have to search online on Pearson View Center itself. You may not get it CCMS without payment. You will have to go to Pearson View Center, maybe reach out to the contact details and probably do some public search to kind of get that information, Siddhartha. Because in on IIE CCMS account, you don't get that information unless you have made the payment. Once you have made the payment, you can do it, or you can reach out to any other person. Let's say you're part of the group, you can post it that anyone who is registering for the exam, before that, once you have made the payment, before registering, could you please check it for me? So someone can check it for you and let you know also. But on the CSCMS, you can only get that information only after you have made the payment. Otherwise, you can reach out on the Pearson View Center, which is a third party, right? So you can reach out to them on their call centers, or you can reach out on their websites and find out the center. I hope this would answer your question, Siddharth. If you have something, let us know. Janakaram is asking how difficult is part two in new syllabus. Janakaram, I'll cover the content and the section about the individual part of the new syllabus, what is in the old syllabus, what is in the new syllabus as a subsequent topic. I hope you don't mind it. I'll cover it at that point of time. Please hold for some time and you will get more details. Of course, I'll share a lot of insights about each part. So give us some time and then I'll solve this out for sure. I'll come back on this. I think it will solve in our subsequent discussions. All right, Sujit is saying, Adat, Varsha, Mohammed, all of it is saying all right. Amrita is saying, so what about experience in external audit? Is external audit? So generally, audits experience are considered, Amrita, even if you have external audit, which has an element of risk assessments, operational risk, audit experience, generally it is considered. So you can put that, you can just put audit as an experience when you're applying, and it should be okay. All right, so external audit as in statutory auditor, even just trying to bring the element of within your experience instead of just not looking at the financial statement reviews. You have also covered the holistic process reviews also, right? So bring that element in your experience and that should be okay. Then Joel is asking, what do you mean by fees for IA India, including tax, excluding tax? So, all right. So, Joel, this is just to give a perspective that this fee is excluding tax. So sometimes you will see fees in different social media posts or different online things. You will see this fee. In fact, sometimes this fee will be reflected on the portal itself when you are making the payment. But when you're going to sort of check out, you will see there will be some text component that has been added. So once you probably paying for the fee, it will show $210. But as soon as you move out to a checkout position, you will see an incremental fee of $248. What is that incremental fee? That is basically nothing, but that's a tax amount, right? So I'm giving you the complete picture, Joel, that this amount is not going to be $210 that you pay. You actually end up paying $248 for part two and part three, and $274 for part one, and $106 for registering for this CIA application fee. Make sense, Joel? Each of you whose query is responded, please do reply if you are able to understand. If you still have any doubt, please feel free to ask. All right. Geeta, I'm sure if you can sort of hear me. And what is the last date for renewal of membership? I think the last date of renewal of membership would sort of got gone, but I think again you will have to reach out to IA India for that because they sometimes keep extending it. I think there was some emails going on based on my knowledge, but again you will have to reach out to your respective chapter or respective IA India. You can reach out to Chanchal Mishra, and again I'll share that in both community group as well as the enrolled group, and people can take up their membership queries with Chanchal Mishra and from IA India to solve this. All right, great. I think can I see more GTGs? So are we all clear so far? Yes or no? Yes. Everyone, can I quickly see more and more GTGs on the chat box? Everyone is with me so far? All right, lovely, lovely, everyone, lovely going. Great. So let me move on to the next piece of now the content. All right. This is important. This is important for people who have already registered for CIA course, who have studied in the old syllabus, could not complete it, now moving to the new syllabus, planning for the exam, how to go about it. This is all for you. So before I begin this, can I get a Everyone, can you all please type in yes? Are you all still with me? Can I quickly see yes on the chat box once again? Are you all still with me? Can I quickly see yes on the chat box? Devang is asking, would guidance be provided from your end during registration, like what to capture in experience and how to update details? Devang, it's very, very simple. It's in like a self-auto process. You click on it, experience letter, it will have certain fields, organization name, years of experience, right? And then which email ID and what is the person name you need to send that for verification. That's all. So if you still have any doubt, you can definitely reach out, and if you post it on the group, there will so many members who can themselves immediately respond and solve your query. So don't worry about that. Like I've shown, it is almost an automated process wherein you just with a simple logical mind you will be able to update the field. But still after that, if you need some help and support, then definitely of course you can reach out to the team will be able to respond to your query. Don't worry about that. All right, and that goes everywhere. If you are having any problem with, let's say, getting a membership or enrolling for the exam, anything that you have a problem, of course, whom do you reach out? You will reach out to the institute, right? You can reach out to us. If any support is required with India, we are the authorized learning partner. We can reach out to India. We can seek support from everyone. It's all about community building. It's all about helping you all to become the active CIA members, to pass out, to leverage this learning in your professional world. So don't worry, all the support would be there. All right. Um, Shakti is saying, yes, now important part has come for me. Sir, is it compulsory to take the CIA application fee now? Amrita, it is not mandatory to take an CIA application fee now. You can do it later. Once you pay the application fee, then as your everything gets started, right? Then as your CIA course registration gets started, then you need to upload your documents. Then it goes for verification. Then you get clearance for your part one, part two, and part three to pay, and then you make a payment and then schedule your exam, right? So sometimes it may take a couple of days if you have completed your studies and then now you are applying for CIA application fee. It may take 7 to 10 days. So you keep that as an option and keep that time with you. Can we give the online exam from anywhere or only at registered states, countries? Like I said, Devi, you will have to appear at the center. You cannot give an exam all right, so I think your question is different. Can we give the online exam from anywhere or only at the registered states country? No, you can give it from anywhere. Let's say if you are an INDA member and you're in Germany and you want to appear in Germany, then you can appear even in Germany or Middle East or let's say London or let's say within India in any other geography. Let's say you are a registered member with IIA Delhi chapter, but let's say you moved to Pune or you have moved to Mumbai and you can appear in Mumbai also. So don't worry, you don't have to like only go to the respective state and appear for the exam. You can appear from anywhere in the world. Devi, does that solve? Yes. Can I quickly see yes for Amrita, yes for Devi? Is that sorted? All right, great. Lovely, everyone. Now let's get to the content, right? Let's get to understand what is the content, what are we going to learn, everything about it. So people who are part of the old syllabus, this is more relevant for you. All right, people who are for the new, who are straight away coming for the first time in the new syllabus, please don't consider too much here. I mean, what you knew is new, right? But this is more to give a perspective for the older students because I know that there are a lot of people, maybe more than 50% of you are someone who have gone through old and now part of the transition of new, or have looked at some old but could not appear for the exam, now will be planning on the new. So this is more to give that perspective. So what is CIA program? Like I said, people, there were three parts. Part one was essential of internal auditing. Part two was practice of internal auditing, and part three was business knowledge for internal auditing. Part we had 8 chapters of CLEM. Part two had 10 chapters, and part three had 16 units. And within part one, we used to learn about foundation, independence, proficiency in due professional care, QAP, GRC, and fraud risk. Part two had entire practice of employing, which covers the managing the employment activity, planning the engagement, performing the engagement, and communicating results. And part three had everything around business acumen, IT, information security, and financial management. So this was the old syllabus pattern. All right. Now I'll be talking more about the new syllabus. Let's look at what is in the new syllabus, everyone. Now, the new syllabus is called, the first part is now called as internal audit fundamentals. The second part is called as internal audit engagement. And the third is called internal audit function. So basically, here you learn the fundamentals. Here you learn how do you perform the internal audit projects. And here you see how do you manage the internal audit projects, right? Internal audit function, right? Internal audit function. Uh, Now, if you look at in the part one, we have 10 chapters. In part two, we have 14 chapters. And in part three, we have only 6 chapters. Can I say that in part three, how many chapters? Can you all type in, everyone? How many chapters are there in part three? Everyone? We have only 6 chapters, all right? Now let's try to understand. See, part one, we have now 4 sections: foundation of employment, ethics and professionalism, GRC, and fraud risk. If I have to talk about old syllabus versus new syllabus, everyone, let me just give you an insight. Foundation of employment is still there. Independence, objectivity is still there. Proficiency and due professional is still there. The QAIP piece, the QAIP piece have moved out of part one. QAIP piece of part one has moved out, and this is sitting where now? This is sitting here in part three in the new syllabus. Can you all please type in? QIP is where now? In the new syllabus, QIP is where? Is it in the part one or is it under part three? Can you please type in? Is it under part one or is it under part three? This is under part three now, right? So QIP has moved to part three. GRC is still there and fraud risk is still there, right? So part one is largely the same. Part one is largely the same other than what? QAIP moving out. Now, when I say same, it is the topics that are same, but I'll also talk about the new global standards, right? I'll talk about what's the old standards, what was the new standards. So when I say same in terms of topic, but some content in the sense of the new standards coming in has of course changed. So content within the subject has changed. When I say it's almost the same, it's on the topic. It's on the topic wise, it's almost the same, but content within that topic has slightly changed because of the new standards coming in. All right, clear? Is it clear, everyone? All right. So I think we are clear with part one, right? Now, if you look at part two has 14 chapters now. Okay, one more thing that has got added in part one, people. What has got added? All right. Can you all see within part two, practice of employing, there's something called managing the employment activity? Yes or no? Everyone, can you all see managing the employment activity part two? Yes or no? Yes?
Yes, sir.
All right. So everyone, this managing the employment activity earlier had 3 chapters in the CLIM content under the old syllabus, out of which one chapter, the first chapter, has moved to part three, and the rest 2 chapters, the next 2 chapters, unit 2 and unit 3, has again moved to part one. All right. So part one, QAIP has moved to part three, and what got added in part one? It was 2 chapters of part two, which is assurance services and consulting services. What are the different assurance services wherein we learn compliance audit, financial audit, TPR, third party audit, quality audit, then so many types of various audits like process audits, all the different types of audits, different types of advisory projects that we do has got added where? In the part one. All right. So part one is now more comprehensive with the topics, with the sections: foundation of employing, ethics and professionalism, which covers your objectivity, proficiency, due professional care, competency, all of that. And then GRC, which was earlier also there. It also covered fraud risk, which was also there earlier also. What got added is under the foundation of employing, you have got added what was there earlier. Plus, you have also got added the 2 chapters of part two that was earlier there, which is different type of assurance engagements and different types of consulting engagements. Am I clear for the part one? What is in the new syllabus? Yes or no? Can I quickly see yes or no on the chat box? Oh, all right, great. Now, what has happened with part two? People, part two has become the most difficult in the new syllabus. All right, when I say most difficult, it's the most comprehensive, most comprehensive part in the CIA syllabus, in the new CIA syllabus. Now, what happens in part two? Let me explain that. Anyone? Initially, the whole section, like I said, the managing the employment activity, is this any more in the new syllabus? Section one, is this any more in the new syllabus? The answer is yes or no. Can I see yes or no on the chat box? The answer is no. Why? What happened? It had only 3 chapters earlier. One chapter moved to part three. Unit two and unit three moved to part one, right? So the entire section went away. The entire part two, section one went away in the new syllabus, and that's why it starts with where? It starts with engagement planning. So if you see planning the engagement is where it starts, and then the performing the engagement is still there. So if you look at it, engagement planning, information gathering, analysis and evaluation, and engagement supervision communication, all of it is there. Now, while this looks very simple section, if you see, this looks very simple section, which is engagement planning, information gathering, analysis and evaluation, engagement supervision and communication. This looks very simple section, but if you ask me, everyone, the entire part three, be it business acumen, be it IT, be it financial management, all of this has been added to part two. All of this has been added to part two, not as an independent topic, But when you are going to do engagement planning, what are the IT risks you need to consider? What is the cybersecurity risk you need to consider? What is the organization structure you need to consider? What is the management behavior, leadership behavior you need to consider? Everything that you used to read independently in the part 3, almost most of those sections have moved to your part 2 within the topic engagement planning, within the topic information gathering. So all your part 3 sections are now moved to where? Can anyone tell me? All your part 3 related sections has moved to where? It has moved to, it has moved to anyone? It has moved to the
But
part
But
2 under the new syllabus, and that's why I'm saying that part 2 has become very comprehensive, and with that the units have also increased. If you look at it, earlier we had only 10 units, now we have 14 units, right? So part 2 is going to be more detailed and will cover heavy content of part 3 as well. And if you ask me the last section, part three, people, part three has become the easiest of all. Part three has become what? Can you all say that? Part three has become the easiest of all. Why? Part three has only 6 chapters, everyone. The first chapter is employed operations, which is just first unit of part two earlier. And it also covers internal audit plan, which is the fourth unit of section one, managing the employed activity. There was something called risk-based audit plan, which is also here. And like I said, the QIP topic has moved to section 3, and the last part, communicating engagement results and monitoring progress of the part 2, has moved to the engagement results and monitoring here. So part 3 has become the simplest of all in the new syllabus. Am I clear in terms of what was in the old, what was in the new? I'm sure people who have gone through, and this is more for people who have studied old syllabus, for you to understand. For new, everything is sorted, right? For new, you have to just focus on the slide. But this is more to answer for people who have studied in the whole syllabus, or have gone through sessions in the past, or have appeared in the past but could not clear. What is now new for me? I hope you're clear in terms of the shuffling of the content across the parts. Am I yes? Am I clear? Yes or no, everyone? Can I see Madhvi Singh, is the ebook available for the new syllabus? Madhvi, I'll come back to your ebook issue, or I'll come back to how the course content just in a couple of minutes. But before that, let me just quickly cover the change of syllabus. Am I clear, everyone? Yes or no? All right, great. So lovely, everyone, lovely. So I think we are now clear, and just give me 2 more minutes, and I'll just give you more insights to it, so that you have some fair view about what we are talking. And don't worry, as I said, everyone, everything will be there on the will be available for your access. So don't worry, and don't worry to kind of take screenshots, kind of a thing. See, this is the new syllabus. This has been shared on the Global Professional Certification Community Group also. If you look at it, it covers everything, right? It covers the new syllabus. And within the new syllabus, you can study, you can look at this, that part one earlier was this, part one now is this, right? With the weightage also. So everything is there. And all right. So let me just show you, when I say part two, engagement planning. If you look at the engagement planning, it covers the topical requirements, which is nothing but few topical requirements has come up, which is cybersecurity and third-party risk management. Third-party risk management is still under publishing. That is also coming up. That is going to be there. Now, if you see all of this, when planning an engagement, recognize financial and accounting concept, current and fixed assets, short-term, long-term capital investments. All of this is sort of covered where this was earlier part of your financial management section. Now it has been part of it is part of your part two. If you look at this, when planning engagement, recognize existing and emerging cybersecurity risk, common IT security risk, IT controls, IT general controls, all of that, data security, data privacy. This was all the IT related section was where earlier. Business impact analysis, BCP, incident management, backup recovery, all of this was earlier where? Anyone? This was earlier where? This was earlier in the this was earlier in the part 3. Now all of that has moved to kind of part 2. All right. So now I think we have a question here. Siddharth is asking, is there still scope where we can appear for part 2 in old syllabus? Siddharth, yes. If you want to appear for part 2 in the old syllabus, you can appear before 28th of May this year. This month, right? So my recommendation would be before 25th May, you can try and appear for the part 2. But in case you're not able to clear, of course, you don't have any other chance to kind of go in the new syllabus, right? So, but if you still want to try, you can try and appear in the old syllabus also. All right. Uh, I hope you're clear. I'm clear, Siddharth here. All right. Great. All right, so I think we are clear in terms of the content. So don't worry, everyone. I'll be sharing this updated syllabus PDF file once again for your reference so that you can probably take a look. Can you all see? In fact, IT, cybersecurity, financial, operational, regulatory risk, everything has moved now to part two, which we were learning independently earlier in the old syllabus. Now in the new syllabus, we learn when we are going to study the respective parts, respective sections itself within these four sections itself. All right, great. So now we are clear with the new syllabus as well. Now let's look at it. Everyone, I've already told you. So we have in part one, how many questions that will be tested in the exam? We have 125. And part two and part three, how many questions we have? 100. Part one, how many hours exam? It's a 2.5 hour exam, which is 150 minutes. In part two and part three, you have 120 minutes exam. The exam is not splitted across sections. So it's not that you will receive section wise, like section A related 10 questions, then section B related 20 questions, then section C. It is all shuffled around. You get total 125 MCQs for the part one, and you have 150 minutes to complete it. There's no break available. If you want to take a break, any bio break, anything, let's say you want to take water or anything, you will have to take a break. You have to move out of the center desk, and then you will have to re-go through the screening process, which will consume at least 5 to 10 minutes of your time. So uh, take a calculated thing that if you really have time, then go for break. Otherwise, keep yourself ready for the next 2.5 hours, whichever part you're giving, so that you don't have to take sort of break in between because you have any which ways limited time to kind of appear for this exam. No negative marking, but you need to get above how much to clear this exam? Anyone? How much to clear this exam? Each part. It is above 80%, right? And that makes it most difficult as compared to other global certifications. This becomes this course, CIA course, is the most difficult with that sense, and that's why it has its own value in terms of clearing it, everyone, because it's not very easy course. It's slightly tough, and you will have to really put efforts in terms of getting the conceptual clarity for giving this exam. All right. Uh, all right, great. So I think we are clear in terms of the CIE exam. Now, how does this course help everyone? If you look on the slide, there is something called Galaxy of Service, my favorite slide. All right, this gives you perspective on how we can utilize this course and what sort of fields we can enter into the market, or what sort of kind of engagements we can offer to our clients. So if you look at it, today we have assurance services, which is core. Like you can see so many openings on internal audits, SOX, ICFR, due diligence projects, there are fraud forensics, concurrent audits, all of these different types of projects you can pick. Then there are specific solutions these days in the industry, like we have enterprise risk management, third-party risk management, IT risk management, controlled self-assessment, governance risk management control, anti-bribery, anti-corruption, anti-money laundering, credit risk, ISO certification, cybersecurity, digitization. All of these spaces, employers can play a critical role and can help organizations solve this, including others compliance engagements like General Data Protection Regulation, CCPA, California Consumer Privacy Act, mostly around the privacy piece, ESG piece, which is environment, social governance, tax, legal, and labor law, consulting like SOP creation, automation, business excellence, re-engineering. All of this is something where we can add value people, so much of service line and more to kind of do it and kind of keep supporting and add value to the organization, to the clients, and really keep embarking on a career. So everything, uh, all of these kind of projects you can probably explore too. And of course, your CIA certification gives you that credibility that you will be having the knowledge around these spaces to kind of pick those things up, right? So that's the benefit of doing something like this and exploring these opportunities, and wherein you will definitely, like any job role that is coming for employee profile, SOX profile, IFC profile, or for that matter GRC profile, IT risk profile, ERM profile, or data privacy, all of this CIA would be considered globally, right? So this is where you can embark your career by leveraging the CIA certification or being in the domain. I would say simply, if you are in the domain, you can explore all these fields. All right. I'll take a pause here. People, do you have still any doubt? After this, we are going to move to the study material approach section. But before that, are you clear in terms of the change of the syllabus, how this course can help us to enter into across different service lines? Can I quickly get yes or no on the chat box, please? Are you all still with me? Can I quickly get yes or no on the chat box? Uh, is all your doubts being solved so far, everyone? Yes or no? All right, great. So I'll move on to the next piece now, everyone. This is about the study material. our approach of appearing for this exam, everything will be now covered here. So everyone, with this course session series, what you get is basically the digital books for each part. So you will get a digital books of Glim, access to the Glim software, which is valid for 18 months from the day of activation. So you get activation codes on your email. You have to just click on the URL and then just activate your code. For each part, you have more than 1,000 questions that are provided by Glim that you probably solve for it. And I'll show you how it looks like. So if you'll click here, again, I'll put in probably my login ID and password, and I think you will be able to kind of look at. So you will go to the Glim URL, and then you'll put up your user ID password once you have it. So once you do that, you will get access like this. All right. So you will get access like this, wherein you can just go here and you can just click on digital book. And then for respective part, you can go to your respective part and sort of click there, and like part one, when you go, you can quickly look to all your digital books here, right? Everyone, please remember, don't download, don't start sharing this content because it's all copyrighted and you accept to those terms and condition. So please take care of the copyright laws and don't share it with anyone. Or sometimes there will be posts that people maybe ask, can you please share me a digital book, a PDF file on the group here and there on different channels. Please avoid that to be party to something which is incorrect and inappropriate, right? While you have the download option, but it clearly asks for declaration, so please don't do that. And then you can also go to, once you have the book access, and I'll cover that question also, people who would have already access to old syllabus, how they can upgrade, all right? So don't worry about that. So once you have this digital book, like people are activating now, they will only have access to the new content. So you can just click on your digital book and then respective course and go to digital book, and then you can download from there and then study. Likewise, you can go on your test bank section, section, and within this you can create your practice exam. So let's say if you want to clear, put it here. Let's take an example, or let's take an example vice versa. Let's say you want to create a practice exam. You just click in here, and then you have different units, right? So if you see, these are the different 10 chapters that I was talking about in part one. Within the chapter also, you have how many MCQs? It's mentioned 20, 18, 38, 31. If you want to just practice, let's say in charter section, just click in here and then go down, click on next. And then you want to do it in standard order, random order, just click, let's say standard order, then next. And then let's say you want to solve whatever maximum question, click on next. And then let's say your practice exam starts, you can just practice and you have the time also going on, right? So this is one way of doing it. The other way of doing it, and this is where you don't see the answers immediately, right? So you will have to attend, let's say, all the questions. You have to complete like this and like this. And then so once you complete it, you will submit and then you will get the score. One way of studying is this. The second way of and this is how you practice. The second way of studying is, let's say you create your study session. Let me just sort of delete this and maybe create one for you. Like you click on create study session. Again, the same MCQs here. You click on employee charter, and then or you want to go for all unit, you can go for all unit. You don't have to specifically choose a section. You click here, you choose an order, whatever random order, standard order, it's on you. And here what happens is, if you go with this option, whenever you solve for it, which one of the following is included in the charter? Let's say it says purpose, right? So it gives you immediate answer. Let's say if you would have selected objectivity, it would have given you incorrect, and then you can read the explanation. So this is another way, like when you're practicing, you can go with this pattern, it would be better. And when you're practicing as a MCQ for yourself, if you're practicing an MCQ for yourself as a question mock exam, then my suggestion is um, go with the what we were just saying, right? Go with that examination session. All right. Now, one more thing, everyone. Now, when people who have access to the old content, what you need to do is you will have to go to your course like this, right? So, like I said, first thing you will do is you will go to the course. You will go to your part one course like this, and let's say your will show 2024 edition here. Go to like course here, this, and then there will be an option that will come here which will say learn more. learn more about upgrading. You click on learn more and accept the terms, and then your entire section will become as per the new content. So you just need to follow that instruction online. If you're facing any difficulty, let us know separately. We will help you to kind of upgrade to the latest syllabus. Also, if you already have, you don't have to re-buy. All right, people who have access to the old, who have purchased the old Glim content earlier, you don't have to re-buy again. That okay, I need to buy the content again. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Don't waste the money. All right, don't waste your hard-earned money, people. All right, am I clear? Rakesh is asking, can we get a hard copy of Glim book? Rakesh, you have a choice. If generally a copy Glim book can be given, but there are some extra charges that are there for a hard copy book. So please reach out to this team separately for a hard copy book. Digital is part of your is part is given at this point of time because people across geographies and they need some flexibility to kind of read it. You can take a print on yourself for each section if you want at your end. But if you want a hard copy book, then there is some charges that is there for Glim. Glim itself charge a hard copy book and the courier charges for that purpose. So if you really need of that, then you can reach out to the team and they can arrange for you. Devang is asking how many MCQ questions we get in Glimpse software to for practice. It's more than 1,000, Devang, to be precise. For part one, it's about 1100 plus question, 1187, I guess, is the number of MCQs that you are going to get for part one alone. And like, so in simple, 1,000 plus questions for each part. Okay. Lovely. Clear, everyone? Are we clear? So you get access to your Glim, you will get your activation codes, and once you log in, you will go to your courses and launch your course like part one, part two, part three. If you have already done it, just go to your course, learn more, upgrade to new. It will ask for certain terms and conditions, accept those, and then you are back to this. And then you can refer to your test banks and all of it, right? So let's say if I go to the course, again, if I go to the course here, I get all my content here. If I click here, I can go to the test bank here. All of that I can do it. Make sense? And if I want to create an exam, practice exam, I can click here. And if I am to create my study session, I can click here. Clear, everyone? Yes or no? Yes. Everyone, can I quickly see yes on the chat box? Are we still clear? Are we all clear? Yes. All right, great. More and more participation would be very helpful, everyone, to kind of get that comfort that you're all still with me and you're all getting whatever we are discussing today. And I hope it's solving each and every doubt that you have. Now, what is more? What is more for us, sir? What is more? What is more? How will we learn? Can you please enhance a little bit more? You told me about my books. You told me about the Glim software where I'll have so much of MCQs to practice. What is next for me? So everyone, you will be getting the PPT slides. The class PPT slides will be very, very important for you, in fact. And I'll show you how the slides look like as we move forward. So in simple terms, at this point of time, just remember that all the sessions will be done live. It will be recorded, and that recording will be given to you. The PPT slides will be given to you, right? All the recorded sessions, and there will be a lot of additional MCQs beyond Glim that will be shared with you for practice, and that will be practiced in the class also. Now, how does that work with the Global Professional Certification? Again, there is a link wherein you need to click to log in to your URL, but I'll just show you how does it look like. Let me just open that for you all. Just one second. Okay, all right, great. So everyone, while this is an admin panel, so you don't have to worry about that, but let me just show you what the latest batch. Just one second. So this is the LMS that you will be getting access to. All right. So every one of you will be getting access to this LMS. Just one second. And you will have to put your login ID password again. Just one second. All right. So this is this is an LMS of global professional certifications. And let's take an example. Now this is all dummy data that you are seeing, but let me put it this way. That you will get into, like, you will be assigned courses. All right, so you will be assigned courses. I'll show you one simple course so that you have an understanding. Let's take an example. You have access to part one May batch. So there will be a course that will be created like this: Global Professional Certification CIA part one May. Instead of January 25 batch, it will be a May 25 batch now. And then you will see different sections. Can you all see the different sections on the screen, everyone? Recorded classes, session-wise PPT slides, other referral documents, MCQ session-wise, and part one additional MCQs. Can you all see it? Yes or no? Can I quickly see it on the chat box? Everyone, can you all please type in yes or no? Everyone, please. All right, great. So what you will now will be doing here is, everyone, So first of all, you will be getting this auto email on your registered email ID with us to kind of when your account gets created. And then you have to refer this link, learn.globalprofessionalcertification.com. Click here, put your user ID and password, and you will get into the course that has been assigned to you. And this course will be looking like this, like Global Professional Certification Part 1 May 25 batch, which will be starting now. And then you have different sections. So any recorded classes that you have to see, you need to just click in here. You have to see the session 1, session 2, session 3. Every recorded classes will be mentioned here. Likewise, session-wise PPT slides would be there, right? So all the session-wise PPT slides are going to be here. Likewise, if there is any other referral document, like for example, sample IA charter, sample audit committee charter, IA competency framework, anything that is sample QIP report, all of that, any referral document would be here. Each sessions that we have covered, any MCQs in the class, that will be here. You can practice it here, and any additional MCQs would also be here. All right. So beyond GLIM, you get access to the entire LMS, which is very, very structured for you to kind of cover everything at one place. And that's all for you. One thing more that I want to tell you, everyone, is the questions that will be covered in the class is not limited to GLIM. That covers with a lot of experience, and a lot of additional things will be covered beyond GLIM also. All right. So based on the latest content, based on the Red Handbook of IA standards and various other sources documents, the slides would be upgraded, and thus based on that slides become very, very critical for the exam. So one, you will have the most popular and authorized content provider, which is GLEM, plus at the same time, lot of hard work. Output slides, which is the slides which is going to be very interesting, and everything will be on the LMS. Am I clear? People, you will not have options to download these classes or download these slides or any of the documents from here, but you can have access to it on your digital smart devices, be it laptop, be it mobile phone, be it tablet. You can have access to it, but you will not be able to download it. Again, the simple point is the content privacy, right? For that purpose. And again, the recommendation and simple request is please don't share with the in out public, because again, it's against the copyright rules. It's against the copyright rules in simple words. All right. Am I clear? Do you have got that comfort about the GLIM software as well as the learning management system, LMS, of Global Professional Certification? Can I quickly get yes or no on chat box? People, can you all please type in yes or no on the chat box? So everything at one place, all right? Joel is asking, can you show one sample PPT? Of course, Joel, I can show you one sample PPT. Let's take an example, session 15. This PPT slide cover everything. If you look at it, this PPT slides will, this is the old syllabus, right? So of course you will get it into the new syllabus. Once you open it, it will cover everything, right? So this is a complete PPT slide which you can refer. It covers everything. Like if you see, this is a consolidated slide, by the way. If you read this out, it's a 164 pager slide, which is a consolidated part one slide. It covers everything. It covers your understanding of IPPF, what is upcoming change, which was covered in the last batch. And if you see, everything is mentioned here, the highlighted sections, what you need to remember, everything is there. There are some class MCQs that we cover in the class. Everything is sort of here, what we are covering, what we need to remember. Everything highlighted is sort of critical. And then some things to remember section also. In fact, I would have covered that as part of next section in the orientation program slide. And what are the keywords that you need to sort of remember, that is, which is underlined. So everything is here, which you remember till the last topic, which also covers so this is the whole class session series that has been sort of covered in the PPT slides. If you will also cover the last section, it also covers your key topics that are relevant for your part exam. So let's say once we conclude towards the last session, we also talk about what are the critical topics for the exam, summing up like a whole session series, right? So these are the critical topics that you need to have a good hold on. So everything is sort of covered in the class. I hope this helps, right? Does this help, Joel? Yes or no? Does that solve your? All right, great. Joel is saying beautiful. Thank you, Joel. Right, so everything is there. If you see things to remember section, every key words that you need to remember, everything, it's very, very structured. It is clearly highlighted. Like if you see role of encounters at fraud, what is something that you need to remember? Highlighted in a different color. Everything which is colored, underlined. If you see what are the key frauds, what are the critical red flags, everything is sort of highlighted. What are the different symptoms of fraud in a different color? So whatever, and if you link back to whenever we start off studying key learnings, if you see what are the different symptoms of fraud, we have underlined here. What are the characteristics of fraud? What is lapping receivables? Right? Anything that is critical have been highlighted in the key learnings, that what are we going to learn, which is what is important topic here, and has been highlighted in the subsequent section. And this slide actually becomes your slide for your last day. So on the last day of your exam, you don't have to really go through Glim book entirely. You have to just go through the slide, and this slides was once you have gone through the session series, it won't take more than 2 to 3 hours of you to kind of complete this. All right. I hope this is again clear, everyone. I'll come back to the slide. Are we all clear about the study material, about the Glimpse software? Yes or no, everyone? Quickly, everyone. Can I quickly see more and more yeses on the chat box? I know, everyone, this is more than 1.5 hours almost now we have spent together. We are reaching towards the end of the session, everyone. But just to solve for you, I hope you're all clear so far. What we have covered so far, we have covered the introduction. We have talked about what is CIA program. We've talked about the IA membership benefits and the fee pattern, the eligibility requirements, the exit requirements, the examination pattern. We've talked about how step-by-step process. The first thing, you have to become an IA member. The next step, you have to get your membership ID. Once your membership ID is there, you have to update your profile. Once your profile is updated, you have to apply for CIA course, wherein you have to pay $106. Once you've paid that $106, you have 3 years to complete, and then you again upload your documents, identity documents, education documents. Once that is clear, you get part 1, part 2, part 3 eligibility of your exam. You can just make a payment. Uh, Abhishek is asking, sir, do we get recording of today's session, since I'm only joined for part 3? It's okay, Abhishek. We are also thinking to upload this orientation program on the YouTube. You can access there. Otherwise, also you can access the recording. Don't worry. Access to this recording will be provided. All right. So coming back on it, uh, Devang is asking, slides will be covered in the live classes. Devang, I'll come back on our approach of studies. Just give me 5 minutes more. I'll come back on our approach to study. All right. All right. So coming back on it, so far what we've done is we have covered how do we register for the entire course, and then we've also covered the old syllabus versus new syllabus. What is the shift? And then we've also talked about how it is going to add value in terms of different service line we can provide. And just now we have covered the CLIM material. We have talked about the study material. We have talked about the LMS as well. Am I clear so far? And then, of course, I'll be talking about, um, then we can move forward. Yes. All right. Great. All right. All right. So, okay, I think Rakesh have solved for your doubts. All right. Let me just solve few doubts on the chat box. Devang is asking, slides will be covered in live classes. Our study material would be in would be a GLIM PDF. Actually, both, Devang and everyone. So we'll cover the slides first in the class, which will give us the context. Then we go to the GLIM content. We'll read word by word GLIM. Then we'll do some MCQs in the class. The homework would be for you to practice more MCQs on the GLIM software. All right. And I'll talk about a little bit more about as we move forward. Don't worry, Devang. Amrita is asking, sir, about the exit and eligibility requirement. How much experience, number of years are needed for an ACC affiliate? So, Amrita, if you're an ACC affiliate, I think it would be 1 year of experience. But my request is please double check, because ACC is generally considered professional education. So it should be 1 year post qualification. All right. But yes, if you're in ACCA, you can definitely go for the part-wise exam. That's not a problem at all. In fact, if you're in ACCA, you can go for challenge exam as well, which is a one-shot exam, but it's a choice that you will have to make. All right, great. Everyone clear? Can I quickly get G2G on the chat box? Everyone, can I quickly get GTG on the chat box? That will be a fuel for me to take the session forward. Can I get more and more GTGs on the chat box, please, everyone? All right, great. All right, great, everyone. Let's keep moving. Last few minutes of the session, everyone. Please feel free to ask as many questions as possible. I'll move on to the next section, which is talking about our approach now. So like Devang, I said we will be covering now. So what will be our approach for this session series, everyone? We'll have a clear perspective on what we are going to learn in the session. So before we start any session, we'll talk about, like we spoke about today, agenda. What are we going to cover, right? So likewise, we will have a clear perspective on what are we going to learn in this session. What are the key topics in that unit? We'll understand those units, those topics from the slides first, all right? Because slides are crisp, clear, to the point. And then once we have understood the concept via slides, we'll come back on the GLIM content. We'll read word by word GLIM content 100%. Once we have that GLIM understanding, of course, during the discussion, we'll take the concept clarity with practical examples from an industry standpoint of view. So we'll apply all of that, and then we'll wrap up a slide with things to remember section. right? So each session, each unit will be wrapped up with what are the final takeaways, what are the keywords that I need to take away. And whenever we begin a new next session, we will revise that session at the beginning of the new session. All right. And then we'll practice the MCQs in the class and we'll discuss the MCQs also in the class, right? So all of that happens right in the class, right? So you don't have to go beyond the class to really think much because everything gets solved in the class. People, I'll request you all to please stay tuned to the end because we are going to also talk about the session schedule and how can we expedite to become a CIA faster. All right. So my request is another 10-15 minutes and we should be reaching to that stage. Another 10-15 minutes of the session wherein we'll also talk about how do we fast track this career opportunity of becoming a CIA faster. All right. So just hold on for a couple of more minutes. So I think we are clear, right? What is our approach? So we'll let me explain how we are going to do this. So let's take an example when we'll do part one. So we'll talk about, okay, these are the 10 units that we are going to cover. This is the weightage, right? So we'll talk about this more in the next session, everyone, when we will start our classes into, we'll get into the detail. So these are the 10 chapters. This is the weightage. When we'll read unit one, these are the subunits that we are going to learn. Within this subunit, these are the critical things that we are going to learn. So we'll start with a perspective that what are we going to learn? What is critical in that? And then we will get into these slides, right? So these are illustrative. These are then you get into different slides, right? So like for example, unit one, these are the domains, principal standards. These are the different types of standards. And then we will get into the highlight section, like I said in the PPT, that what is the purpose of employment, what is the definition of employment. Likewise, we'll study different content across it. And then during the class itself, we'll practice some of the MCQs on the go like this. And then we will go through the GLIM content. Once we have understood all the slides, then we'll go through the GLIM content word by word. Once we have gone through the, okay, let me go slow, little slow. So what we'll do is, I'll repeat myself. When we start the session, everyone, we will start with what are the topics that we are going to cover. Within that, what is in the unit? What are the key things that we are going to learn? And then we'll come back and understand each of these key things in the slide. Once we have done the slides, while learning itself, we'll practice some of the MCQs in the class for those topics. Once you have understood that also, practice few MCQs on the go to build some understanding on the topic, we'll now go and read the GLIM content 100%. Once you've read the entire PDF GLIM content, and it's sort of a revision, right, happening in the class, right? Because we have understood via slides, then we have read the entire GLIM content in the class. So it's almost a 2 times revision that we have done in the class. Then we will come back and then practice some MCQs. So generally we practice 30 to 50 MCQs depending on the weightage of the unit. We practice between 30 to 50 MCQs for each chapter in the class. So if there are 10 chapters, we will be almost practicing 300 odd questions or more than 300 odd questions right in the class, imagine. Plus a lot of MCQs in the PPT slide. So roughly about 350 to 400 questions for each part will be discussed right in the class, covered in the class, discussed in the class, everything happens. And once all of that happens, we will cover the last section, which is things to remember that, okay, what is my final takeaway? Okay, I've gone through the content. I know what is important. I've learned via slides. I've gone through the GLIM content. I have practiced the MCQs. Now, what is my final takeaway is going to be in the things to remember section. And that's how we sort of wrap up the each unit. And that's kind of a hand-holding, that's kind of a detailed study happens in the class. Does that solves your doubt, Devang, and all of your others? That how is our approach to kind of study? Any views, everyone? Are we sort of good to get this view? Is this view clear? The level of detailed study that we are going through it, and the kind of comfort you're going to get. There's nothing beyond this, everyone. There's nothing beyond this. Trust me, this is the maximum that we could have done to kind of handhold you. To rather wait for you to revise at your own pace outside the session series. We are trying to do everything in the session. So if you just do the sessions itself, most of it gets solved for you, right? Most of it will get solved for you in the class itself. You just need to revise very quickly. And like I said, any new session that we'll do, we'll also revise the old. What did we learn? Just on a high level so that everything stays to our mind. And that's the critical feedback that we have received from so many people. No worries, Sanket. For more, I'll come back on those details for about the enrollment and everything. It's a very great approach to do MCQ and covered whole content. MCQ covered in class and GLIM software would be in line or somewhat similar to CIA exam that we will appear. Devang is asking the next question. So Devang, I would say yes in terms of the concept, but will the same MCQ come in the exam? The answer is no. Right? So, and that no one can claim. Don't, if anyone is claiming, don't rely. All right. and we should not be looking at it. A lot of time people have that impression, okay, I'll not enroll for these sessions. I'll just buy GLIM MCQs. I'll practice all those MCQs, 1100 MCQs, and in the exam we'll see the same MCQ, right? Out of those 1100. The answer is no. Trust me, if you do that, if you follow that approach, there are like 90% chances you will not be able to clear the exam. The reason is only why the whole exam is concept clarity. If you have that impression that the same MCQ will come in the exam, there are high chances you'll not be able to clear, because then you will start memorizing those MCQs, right? Rather, you need to do is what? You need to start off, understand the concept, use it for your learning, and apply for that for your exam. So here, this exam is all about concept clarity. If you don't know the concept, if you don't know the key words, key things, how do you differentiate between various things, like what is the difference between assurance projects versus what is advisory? You have there are high chances you will not be able to clear it. All right, great. So now we have a couple of questions coming in. Um, Shakti is saying, what is the passing percentage of the pathways, just for understanding? So everyone, the pass percentage globally is about 33 odd percent only. So which means that one third of you precisely clear this exam. But after the classes that we take, or the support that we provide under the global professional certification, or based on my past experience, because we put so much of effort, generally this pass percentage becomes significantly high to almost 70-75%. But it all depends on individual effort. All right, so it's not that we see 100% result, or we can promise you 100% result. Please trust me, no one can. And if anyone is doing it, please don't believe, because it is humanly not possible to solve for 100%, right? Only thing that can happen is we support you. We support you till the time you don't clear it, right? So you can always, once you've enrolled with the session series, you can always continue to kind of keep learning without paying any extra fee till the time you clear it, other than the glim cost. That's something that we offer to our people, or our community members, because we want them to pass. But can we claim that you will study and you will clear in one shot all the exam? The answer to it is no. And you should also be prepared with that mindset that, okay, if by any chance we are not able to clear any part in one go, we have that, we will try, we will keep it with perseverance, right? We'll not give up. While we'll give our best shot, we'll not give up. We are there to support. But if any institute or anyone in the world is telling you that, okay, there's 100% pass guarantee, it is a bluff. It is a bluff, trust me, because it is humanly not possible. All right. But what we can tell you is that yes, there is a significant better improvement after the session series, and you will have a lot of confidence on yourself. It's not just about past result, it's also about building your confidence to be ready for the exam, right? So all of that would be sort of the that will give you the leverage. I'm sure you will get you're getting that comfort after the whatever we have covered so far, in helping you to get that clarity. The same way the concept will be explained to get you the clarity. Are we clear so far, right? Yes or no? I'm coming to the last piece, everyone, which is on the session schedule. But before I go there, can I quickly see more and more yes and GTG still on the chat box? Are you all still with me? Are you all still with me, everyone? All right, great. Lovely, everyone. Lovely. Very good. All right. All right. I'll come on now to the session schedule, everyone. Now, this is very, very important for you all to understand. So we are starting with the part one session series immediately. All right. So today is 3rd of May when we are doing orientation program. Tomorrow morning onwards, we are starting with our first class without wasting any more time now. We have announced this long back, almost 15-20 days back. Today is the orientation program. I know a lot of people of you on the conversation that we are having in today's session have already enrolled for it. I think few of the members have probably not enrolled yet, but feel free to reach out to Natik from the team, and I'll put the coordinates on the chat box, or I'll put up the coordinates for you on the group also, on the community group also. And you can reach out, or you can refer to your friends, colleague also, because we are not wasting any more time, and we are kickstarting our journey right from tomorrow, first thing in the morning. So 4th of May is when we are starting. By end of June is when we are targeting to complete the part one. Roughly about 16 odd sessions is what we are expecting, and this timing would be 7 to 10 in the morning, right? Very fresh in the morning. We'll try and solve for it. Then we have the entire day to kind of do whatever activities we are committed to. Even if you have missed any of the session, everything will be on the LMS. So don't worry. The recorded sessions I've already shown will be on the LMS, but it's a highly recommended to be attending the live session. please understand, as much as you will attend the live, the seriousness will come, the consistency will come, and you will try and appear faster and you will clear it. There have been people who have completed the entire CI journey in 3.5 months time. I'm not saying in the new syllabus it will be possible because we don't have the recordings yet. But in the next 5 to 6 months, yes, that is possible. And how is it possible? I'll tell you how. People see part one, we are starting tomorrow itself. Part two will be the next step that will be starting somewhere around 12th of July, which will because generally our recommendation is you to appear in the next 8 to 10 days of the close of session series, because everything stays fresh in your mind, right? So generally exam should be targeted in 2 to 3 weeks is maximum. If you can appear in next 7 to 10 days, it's perfectly fine because that's where you have it in your fresh memory, right? So we'll take some cool period about a week for ourselves, and you to let you appear for the part one, and the objective would be if you can appear before 12th of July and start with your part two session series. And let's say if you're not able to choose a shorter window, you can always appear at any point of time, and then parallelly do part two recorded sessions or live sessions, both anywhere as you fit in rightly, and then do your part one exam maybe later also. But it is recommended the sooner you do after the session series, there are much higher chances to clear the exam. So part one is something that we are starting right away from tomorrow. We'll be planning and trying to end it by end of June, 29 June 2025. And the classes is 7 to 10 in the morning, which is right fresh in the mind. And then we will start with in July part two, and then we will start with part three also in September. So we are tentatively targeting by October the whole series gets end. Now, there are a lot of people who have cleared part one, part two in the old syllabus, and part three is left. A lot of people of you would like to kind of expedite, Arpit. I don't want to wait till October. Rather, I want to sort of wrap it by September, let's say. So in all those cases, see, part one, we are starting 4th May to 29 June. Somewhere in mid of June also, we'll start part three again, because it's one of the easiest of all, right? So we do our evening batch parallelly, and if you want to kind of do part one, part three parallelly, so by the end of July, you will be through your part one and part three, right? Because part one will be ending in June, part three also will be ending somewhere in mid of July. Like 6th of July is tentative date, but let's say mid of July. So by end of July, you can target. Today we are in May only. Everyone, what is the month going on? What is the month going on, everyone? Anyone, can you please type in? What is the month going on? It's May. And what are we talking about for clearing part one and part three? July. So how many months we can target? In just 2.5 months to 3 months time, we're talking about clearing two parts. Isn't it fantastic? Isn't it a fantastic kind of a target before the session? No clarity. Today's session, potential possibility to clear in 3 months, two parts. Isn't it fantastic? Isn't it like encouraging? Isn't it like sort of uh, giving you motivation that, okay, yes, is it possible? Really, it is possible, everyone. Really, it is possible. My request is to please leverage that. Try to share it with your team to kind of create this for yourself, because see, it's all about fast tracking it, right? It's all about how we can sort of expedite this to clear it. So this is on the schedule, everyone. So we have come up with this additional batch. This is something that we have come up with additional batch in the for the part three, and it's a short session series that will be happening in the evening session parallelly, and you can appear for part one, part three together if you want to expedite. If you want to go slow, you want to go for part one and then go for part two and then go for part three in the sequence, you can follow this. If you want to do both, it is both. And see, for us, you can have access to all. You want to do it here and then again do it in part three later on in September batch, that is also fine. There's no additional cost for anything once you have enrolled for the session series. People who have enrolled for the old syllabus are now joining in the new syllabus without any additional cost. See, our perspective is only one, that you all have to clear this exam after you've enrolled with us, right? So it's our support will be there. Only thing that you need to take care, which is in the plan, is that the claim content comes for 18 months, right? So if your claim content gets expired and you need to renew it, there will be a cost that will be given, because it has to be paid to an external agency, which is basically GLIM. And the only thing that sometimes it's always better to enroll via us for claim also, because there's a third party arrangement between IA India, Global Professional Certification as a learning partner, and GLIM, to kind of wherein we get a discounted rate for giving it to the students, right? So which is part of the overall package. Right, so I think that's all about the session schedule. I think we have one doubt on the chat box. Devang is saying, are there any separate doubt clearing session apart from live classes, and any support provided on weekdays for any queries? Devang, so generally queries, again, it's very simple. You can post it on the WhatsApp group wherein people are there. most of the doubts will be solved because there are people who are passed out, they will also solve. Whenever there is a doubt that is coming and people and I personally keep checking it, and wherever people are moving here and there or there is a critical doubt that is coming in, I generally respond to it, or I generally I as soon as possible I'll respond to it, or I'll drop a voice note. Either of it is possible. It's like an ongoing thing. So we don't keep separate session only for doubt for an individual. Rather, the doubts keep getting posted on the WhatsApp group, and there are so many other members to help each other, right? And it's generally very recommended to everyone to kind of put doubts on the group so that others can also learn from that. Apart from this, in the live classes, the entire session is sort of discussed. Like today, we have done the discussion, right? Are you understanding, not understanding? If you have a doubt, you can always reach out. And let's say when you're practicing some of the MCQs at your end, if you're facing any doubt, you can personally send me a screenshot of it, and then, of course, a voice note and explanation can be provided for that. All right, great. Um, Sure, Debrati, I'll just do that. Like I said, everything will be shared and will be uploaded, so don't worry about the dates and all, Debrati. Will that be okay? I'm just trying to look on the screen, whatever doubts we have. Just 1 second. So I think Matrili Singh, can we get recordings as I have third and fifth Saturday working for the new syllabus? Matrili, like I said, everything is going to be there on the LMS. Like I showed you, right? On the LMS, everything is already there, right? Take for example, if you see here, if you go back here, this is kind of an LMS you will get. You will have everything here: recorded classes, PPT slides, referral documents, MCQs covered in the class, additional MCQs. Everything will be there on your LMS. So don't worry about that, Matri. Okay. And see, 7 to 10 in the morning, if you can even spend some time, right? So that will also help you. On the go, you can put up a plugin unless you're driving, drive safe. But otherwise, if you're on moment, you can on the moment also mute yourself and keep listening. Sanket is saying, please share the link on WhatsApp. That's okay, Sanket. Debrat is saying, hi, Arpit, can you close the chat box? Okay, that I've solved. All right. We would have classes on Saturday and Sundays. Absolutely, Jen. Only Saturday and Sunday. Seema saying, how many times can we see the recorded classes? Seema, we have at this point of time we have given access for 3 times to see the recording, which is generally sufficient and recommended. But if there's someone who needs more, right? Or let's say have appeared but could not clear, and the 3 sessions have already been over, now again want to reappear, all of that support would be given. But at this point of time, there's a hard lock for 3. But if people need more support, the support is given. So don't worry about that. But generally the limit is 3. All right. Can we download notes? Seema, no. You can only see online. You cannot download it. Otherwise, it can be just shared to everyone, right? So you cannot download. Joel is asking, just curious, why there is a Part 3 additional classes planned. Joel, to expedite the CIA journey. If people want to clear faster, they can do it. One, there are a lot of people which have reached out to us who have cleared Part 1, Part 2 in the old syllabus and waiting for Part 3 to clear in the new syllabus. They're on the urge of completing CIA journey. So it's also for them. All right? Clear, Joel? Um, Devang is also saying, please share the details. Oh, that's completely fine, Joel. Devang, I'll put up the details for enrollment purpose, but I hope, Joel, I've answered your query as well. All right, coming on to the last piece, everyone, and this is for you, which is just to brief you. I know a lot of people have already registered for this, everyone. So this is the course fee. So if you go and buy in the market just the Glim software, or if you want to buy any other software, it will not cost you less than about $660 plus, right? So which is about 56,100 plus taxes, like Glim lectures with video lectures, which will be about 74,000 plus currency conversion plus payment charges. Too much of cost around there. But if you enroll with us, Global Professional Certification, the entire package cost is standard price is 65,000 plus GST, but existing discounted price that we are offering is 49,999, which is nothing but 50,000 plus GST for all parts. Um, Valid till today. EOD is mentioned, but if it is okay because this is the continued price. But our request is as soon as past, if you can enroll, you can get the benefit of starting the journey, right? It's important to start somewhere. So my recommendation is to take this benefit as much as possible faster. Be it with the session series, part of the be active with the live session series and take it forward. If you want to go with the price, each part price, it's generally higher. Um, So that's about 20,000 plus GST. There are some schemes in terms of giving it on EMI basis, like when I say EMI as an installment basis, you can explore those opportunities with Natik from our team, who is going to, who is part of the student success team, who will help us to kind of solve and help you to register for these sessions. And this is including the Glim content, by the way. This is not without Glim content. This is with Glim content. So here you buy the Glim content alone for that price, and you don't get access to all that we have discussed. Here you get access to the Glim content, what you're buying here, plus everything more. And like I said, our MCQs, our session slides, our things are more examination perspective. Plus, Glim, you will get it. Plus, you will also get access to a lot of additional stuff, right? It will not just cover additional stuff from exam perspective, but since I am also a practicing, when I say practicing, I'm a full-time consultant. I just don't teach, right? Monday to Friday, I run a firm called Riskman. So there's a lot of learning, practical learning that comes in, which is also shared with the group to kind of keep upskilling, keep upgrowing. And there are a lot of people in the group, which is part of the community, who are senior employers across different companies, where all of that can be also sort of leverage for each other's benefit. Being part of this community, being part of global professional certification. One last and critical caveat, everyone. So see, there is a choice that you all have, right? So many of you are learned professionals on the group. Uh, the only thing is that if you go prepared and if you are directed, if you have been given right direction and navigation, there are much higher chances to pass. It's not that you cannot do it on your own end. You can definitely do it your own end, but the cost of reappearing is same. So it's not a discounted reappearing fee. So if you fail, you pay the revised fee again, the whole amount, and which is roughly about 21,000 rupees for reappearing for the exam. So choose wisely with preparation, without preparation. It's completely on you. Uh, People who have already enrolled with us, thank you for trusting. And we are going to start the session series right on time tomorrow, 7 a.m. And then we will actually get into the learning of the content, enjoy, and try to build our skill set on this, try to have a rigorous learning to kind of build our confidence on both the course as well as how we can use it from the practical standpoint of view. All right, so that's all for today, everyone. I will keep the session for Q&A and we'll come back to see whether we have covered everything that we sort of planned for the day. But meanwhile, if you have any doubt, happy to discuss. Um, Everyone, all right, so just 1 second before I take up additional note. Before that, people, this is a quick picture for you that we are the authorized learning partner with Mr. CEO, Mr. Mukundan. I would request you to also take a quick look to one of the testimonial video. While you can find more videos now on the um, on the on our different channels, so you can find it on the Instagram channel. You have it on the team maintains on LinkedIn, Instagram, and various others. So it's the team who's taking care of. But this is a quick video for you. I'll take a pause and then I'll take up some more additional queries. Meanwhile, I'll take a look on the queries. Please take a look on the video, everyone. All right, thank you for watching this, everyone. I'll just take the final doubts. As part of the session series, honestly, these feedbacks keeps lot motivation on to kind of keep contributing to the community, to see people passing. Honestly, these are the best messages that one could have. Uh, uh, and I would again appreciate everyone to kind of trust us on this. Let me just take up few final doubts. Devang is saying, please share the details for enrollment. That will be shared separately. Devang, Naren saying, please share the contact details for hard copy of books of Glim. Again, you can reach out to the same person, Narendra. Natik will take care of everything from the student success team for CIA. I'll be sharing Natik's number on both the group. I'm sure a lot of you may be in touch with Natik already, but if not, then I'll put it on the chat box. You all can reach out. So all the parts are based on new syllabus only. Yes, Joel. Now everything will cover in the new syllabus. If you want to appear in the old syllabus, we have a very limited time window, right? Which is 3rd May. We have it till 28th of May. So you'll have to appear before that. So now my recommendation is anyone starting now, it should be new syllabus. People who were in the old syllabus, who have studied in the old syllabus, and if they still want to try, then you have another 20 days to try. And the first most priority part that should be given is only part two, because like I said, part two is going to be the most heaviest in the new syllabus. So if you have some chance and if you want to take that chance, take for part two. But otherwise, it's all good. Yeah, it's all good, everyone, because new syllabus, new things, new learning, right? It's always exciting. The whole purpose is to also get really understanding on the new things that is coming up, right? So, had I been at your places, I would always look at something which is more relevant, which is more futuristic, right? Something which should be more kind of ultimately, it's all about learning, right? That's why we are doing this course, right? So it's always sort of good to kind of look at something which is new happening. But if you still want to target in the old syllabus, my suggestions go for part two in the limited time we have. AB is asking plan for people past part one and part two and waiting part three class fees for the June session, their lessons and claim. So AB, like I said, for part three separately, you can again reach out to Natek from Student Success team for your these doubts. But like I said, the schedule is almost final. We are planning to do it in June. Again, people like this, Abhishek, people who have done part one, part two, and just waiting for part three classes. To clear their CIA journey, right? That's the purpose. We're starting from 15th of June. It's sort of impossible to do it now because of other commitments that we have, and there is also a challenge window that is next month when people will appear. So there's a lot of commitment there also, and that's why from 15th of June is when we are planning for part three to get started. You can leverage that batch to kind of clear your part three and get your CIA done by latest by July. Seema is asking notes will be available in LMS throughout, right? Yes, Seema, everything will be on the LMS. Don't worry. All right. Naren saying, I like this session very much. Thank you, Arpit. Thank you, Narendra, for the feedback. Amrita is saying, sir, is it better to take all the classes, all three parts, and then start attending the exam one by one by concentrating on each paper after understanding the content each parts? No, Amrita. As in when we complete a part, you go and appear for it. All right. So don't wait for all the parts to complete and then appear one by one. Unnecessary, it will take a lot of time. So the recommendation is once we complete part one, you try and appear in the next 7-10 days or maybe next 2-3 weeks max, but not beyond that, because as more you delay, it will take more time of your you will start losing hold on your concepts, right? So don't wait that okay, you will study till September, October, and then you will start again redoing part one and then going that way, it will never end. All right. I hope I have solved this. AK is saying thank you. Vikram saying thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the feedback. When can we start accessing Glim and LMS portal? Naturally, immediately after the session, right? So, Glim, you will get the codes if you have registered recently, like in last 2-3 days, or if you're planning to register. Generally, we have to place an order, and it takes 2-3 days to get that codes, and that is shared with you all. Regarding the LMS, so like today session would be sort of uploaded later by the day itself on the LMS. So you can also look at orientation program video itself on the LMS also. All right. Also, like I said, this video should also be there on the YouTube for larger public to have access to, because there's nothing that we are discussing very confidential here. It's all more for awareness perspective and the benefits. So we are planning to put it on the YouTube also. You can access there. But generally, what happens is each session that we do, let's say tomorrow, first session that we do, after the session, it gets uploaded. It takes generally some time to get uploaded because it's all encrypted and all. It takes some time there because it's a cloud upload. But generally by end of the day, by evening sometime you will have the access to PPT slide for the day that was covered, plus also the video that was covered. So if you missed the class in the morning, by later in the evening generally, and sometimes maybe you will have to give us 24 hours because of some technical issues that could happen. Generally within 24 hours you will see it on the LMS and you can look at the recording. All right, recording as well as the PPT out there. I hope that answers your question, Matrali. Devang is saying, thanks, this is really helpful. Nice session overall. Thank you, Devang, for the feedback. Shakti is saying, do you recommend to maintain any hard copy note register to note down important things? Approach either is good to go with PPT and material. Generally, whatever is covered in the PPT is good enough. But let's take an example, any discussion point, any new learning that you have, because we discussed a lot of practical aspect as well, right? So if you think something is important, it's good to have a notepad, or if you are looking in the laptop, just open an Excel or a Word wherein you can take, or a notepad, right? Whatever it is, just to take some notes here and there, because sometimes I do also share some links, right? Which is publicly available. You can leverage those links, which is from an industry standpoint of view, from a learning standpoint of view is good, right? That may not be there in the PPT slide or the GLIM content for that matter, but may be useful for your practical learnings and practical usage. So for that purpose, you can refer to those links. But generally, like I said, it's also recorded. So if you have not done it, then you can later on come back and look at your recording and also take a note of that. All right. So that also solves for you. It's completely up to you, Shakti. Abhishek is saying, sir, can you explain a bit about what is principles now? Previously, we didn't such things previously, only four standards. Abhishek, so the new syllabus is Abhishek, the new syllabus is structured and rather than attribute performance interpretation implementation standard, the four standards that you're talking about. Now, there's nothing called attribute performance interpretation implementation standard. The new syllabus of the global audit standards is covered in domains, principles, and standards. So we have 5 domains, 15 principles, and 52 standards that is covered. But this is something that I'll cover in part one, part two as we move forward. But like I said, almost the same concepts that were in the various standards, but now is being more structured in domain and then principles, and within the principles are the standards. Make sense? So again, on this slide, if you will go here, let me just open that for you. Um, all right. So within this slide itself, we have this thing mentioned. Just one second, I'll show you. All right, yeah. So if you look at it here, we have 5 domains, 15 principles, 52 standards. The 5 domains are purpose of employment, ethics and professionalism, governing function, managing function, performing services. These are the 5 domains. And within this, these are 15 principles. If you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it ended up still 15. So these are the 15 principles. Within these principles, there are standards. For example, demonstrate integrity is one of the principles. Within this, these are the 3 standards. Within objectivity, these are the standards. Earlier, this was not such structured, which is in the new standards now. Okay. I hope I've answered your query as well, briefly at least. Let me just see. All right, Natik have put his contact details already in the chat box. People, I hope you have got access to Natik's number. Please save that for your reference. Barkha is asking, can we do part one and part three first and then plan for part two? Absolutely, Barkha. That's the reason we have put that course, right? So you can definitely leverage part one, part three, and then part two. That's completely fine. All right. In fact, I would recommend people to do it if you can do it, because that will solve your journey and will help you to complete your CI journey much faster. Amrita, okay. All right, great. Debrati is saying, will part three concurrent classes will be starting today evening onwards or tomorrow onwards? No, Debrati, I'll get back to the schedule once again. Part three concurrent classes will be starting in the mid of June. All right. So we'll start next month, mid of June, concurrent classes. We are not starting in the month of May. For May, entire May, we'll only have part one class in the morning, 7 to 10. For in the month of June, we'll have few classes, like entire morning classes will be for part one, but evening we'll start an additional batch for part three from mid of June. All right, does that solve stability? All right, great. So great. I think all of you are saying thanks. Is an ACC affiliate needs only 1 year's experience for taking the certification? Just to confirm, because I heard that ACC member only has that option. Uh, like I said, Amrita, yes, in my view, 1 year of experience, post-qualification experience, you should have to get the certification, but that's an exit requirement. ACC member only has that option. Yeah, that's okay. I mean, and you can, I'm sure if you are other than ACC, you would have the bachelor degree, right? If you are applying via bachelor degree, it is 2 years. All right, great. So lovely. I think otherwise also, Amrita, you can reach out to us separately if you have some more doubt on your eligibility piece. Sanket, thank you, everyone. Lovely. So with that, I
Good
think
morning. Good morning
good,
again.
Good morning. Good morning. Please call out your
Hi,
name.
I am Harun here.
Hi, Arun.
I
Yeah.
hi. I would like to, thank you so much for, to join in this program. And, really, I can able to easily witness, for the past 1 year, I was hearing your audios whenever I have time. Right now, in the intention to, complete this course, and when I came to understand you started, I immediately joined.
Thank you so
And
much,
to,
Arun.
in the in the thinking of to complete this section with you.
Right. Thank you.
So
Thank you.
coming back this, I
Yeah.
have already seen your video lectures and every stuff, and
Mhm.
currently I'm going to go give for exam for the part one before 20th May.
Mhm.
And I as long as I have already glim access with me and other stuff, only I want to utilize your classes and other stuff. What is
Mhm.
the fees goes for it, and other stuff. Would like to understand.
So, Arun, my suggestion is please reach out to Natik for that. Natik will solve your query. If you still have any doubt, can you reach out to me separately?
Sure, sure, sure,
Yeah.
sure. I'll do
Sorry.
that.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Yeah. Thank you, Arun.
All right.
All right. Great.
Most like me, most of the people are there, so that I would like
Got it,
to,
got it. So
yeah,
Natik will
yeah,
explain you everything because you're coming from the existing students batch, right?
yeah.
So you can reach out to Natik about your limited support. Like you're looking for a limited support for part one, so of course we can support you. But my request is please reach out to Natik from the team.
Sure.
If you still have any doubts, happy to answer your doubt. Okay.
Great, great. Good.
So
Sure,
pricing
sure.
query, my only request is pricing query. My request to everyone would be to please take it up with Natik separately. I mean, I have already explained on the class the complete package that is there. But if you have individual part-wise queries, or if you need some other support from a pricing standpoint of you have been an existing student in the past. My suggestion is please reach out to Natik because those are case-to-case specific things that we'll have to look at it, and there are different plans for that. My request is please take it up separately with Natik, and then we will, of course, address those all. But today's session, because it's all going to be up and live also, I'll try to keep the standard piece that is there for the larger group intact for this session. Thank you for understanding.
Great, great. Sure.
Great, great. All right, great. So I think I'll just wrap up everyone. So I think we came up with this coverage today with the introduction, overview of the course, steps, the topics, the CIE exam, the Galaxy, this Galaxy we spoke about, the study material approach, the global audit standards. Like I said, now it is all applicable, everyone. From 28th of May, the new syllabus comes in, and you will have to all appear in the new syllabus only. And generally, once you have appear for the exam, let's say if you're not able to clear, you have 30 days cooling period. After that, only you can appear for the exam. So even if anyone is going in the old syllabus now, will not get any more chance to kind of appear in the old syllabus. Now you will have to next time also appear in the new syllabus only. So my recommendation is take that calculated call. If you're not in rush, it's okay. If you're in, you can also plan. If you're not in rush, you can also plan to appear in by let's say mid of July once you've gone through the new session series also. But if you're in rush and if you think you're ready, you can also give a try on as per the old syllabus. Additional recommendation is any which ways you will have to read the new syllabus content of part one for your part two also. So irrespective, now you appear in old syllabus. For your part two, you will have to little bit also study part one also. Generally, that's how we see. So you will have to any which ways read the new syllabus now. All right, so that's a simple request, and I think that's all. Last is Q&A. I think I've largely solved everyone's queries, but